Good morning, dear students, and I will teach you what is the static function. What is the static friction? Static friction. So in this you will see that in static friction, uh, the force of friction, the force of friction called into play, force of friction called into play, which does not allow two bodies to slide upon one another. This is called the static friction, and it is the self adjusting force. Static friction is a self adjusting force. Only as much is called into play as it necessary to prevent the motion. And what is the limiting friction? Limiting friction, the maximum force of static friction. The maximum force what is applied, it is the maximum force of static friction called into play when one body just slide upon another body is called the limiting friction. And dynamic friction or sliding friction, the force of friction acting between the two bodies when they are sliding upon one another with a uniform speed. They are sliding over each other with a uniform speed. Speed should be same from starting to the end point. It should be same, and this is called the uniform. This is the dynamic friction or sliding friction. Why is the dynamic friction slightly less than the limiting friction? You know that friction is caused due to the interlocking or of the irregularities. Yesterday I told you that friction is caused due to the interlocking of the irregularities on the surface of two bodies in contact with each other. When two bodies are come in contact with each other and interlocking and irregularities are there, so that time friction is called. And when now more force is required to unlock the irregularities between the surface of two stationary bodies are compared to the force required to keep the irregularities unlocked between the surfaces of two sliding bodies. Thus the limiting friction is always slight more than the dynamic friction, or dynamic friction is slightly less than the limiting friction. Show the graph between the applied force on the spring balance and the force of friction. The region AB in the graph shows static friction, which is self-adjusting. BC shows the magnitude of limiting friction. DE shows the magnitude of the dynamic friction or sliding friction. As you can see in the diagram, this is the static friction. This is the static friction, and this is the A to F. This is the force of friction, and this A to in between E, it is applied force, and this is the magnitude of limiting friction, and this is the magnitude of dynamic friction. And after that, factors affecting limiting friction. Which factors affecting the limiting friction? Limiting friction always opposes the motion of a body and acts in the direction opposite to the direction of applied force. And limiting friction depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact with each other. Limiting friction increases with the increase in the weight of the body and vice versa. Limiting friction is independent of areas of contact between two surfaces, provided the weight of the body and the nature of the surfaces do not change. Let us perform the following activities to verify the above factors. Activity 12.2. To prove that limiting friction depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact with each other. Activity 12.2. In this activity, it is given to prove that limiting friction depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact with each other. What is the materials required? Materials required: a wooden block, provided with a hook, a spring balance, a sandpaper, talcum powder. Place the wooden block on a smooth tabletop. Place a wooden block on a smooth tabletop, and to the hook of wooden block attach the spring balance and pull the spring balance gently towards the right. Go on increasing the pull on the spring balance till it just starts sliding. Read and record the force shown by the spring balance. The force is equal and opposite to the limiting friction between the surface of the wooden block and the table top. And now place a sandpaper flat on the tabletop, and over it place the wooden block and repeat the activities as above, and again record the force of limiting friction. Then what you will observe, now sprinkle some talcum powder on the table, and over it place an wooden block and repeat the activity and again record the force of limiting friction. Then you will observe that the force of limiting friction is least in case of talcum powder, of middle order in case of smooth tabletop, and maximum in case of sandpaper. The activity clearly proves that limiting friction depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact with each other. So in this activity, that limiting friction depends upon the nature of surface. What is the surface, nature of the surface in contact with each other? That surface is the smooth or surface is the rough, because friction is called due to the interlocking of two bodies and due to the irregularities. So by this activities it proved that limiting friction depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact with each other. And now come to the activity 12.3. When you will read this activity, then you can understand 2-3 times. When you will read, then you will understand. And activity 12.3, to prove that limiting friction increases with the weight of the body. To prove that limiting friction increases with the weight of the body. Materials required: a wooden block provided with a hook, a spring balance, brass weight of 50 gram force and 100 gram force. Method: place a wooden block on a smooth tabletop, and to the hook of wooden block attach the spring balance and pull the spring balance gently towards the right side. And then what you will see, then you will see that go on increasing the pull of the spring balance until it just starts sliding, and then read and record the force shown by the spring balance, and this force is equal and opposite to the limiting friction and between the surface of the wooden block and the tabletop. Then it is the force is equal and opposite to the limiting friction between the surface of the wooden block and the tabletop. Now place 50 gram force weight on the wooden block and repeat this activity as same. Read and record the force of limiting friction and repeat the activity with 100 gram force weight and 150 gram force weight. You will notice that as weight of block is increased, the magnitude of limiting friction also increases. And this activity is clearly prove that limiting friction increases with the weight of the body. Means if weight of the body is increased, then limiting friction will also increase. Means to in this activity it is given that to prove that limiting friction increases with the weight of the body. Limiting friction is increases with the weight of the body. And activity 12.4, to prove that limiting friction is independent of area of cross section in contact with other body. Materials required: a wooden block with the hook having different length, width and height such that its all surfaces are similar, a spring balance. And method: place the wooden block on the tabletop such that its largest face is in contact with the tabletop, and to the hook of wooden block attached a spring balance, and refer to the pair diagram. And to the hook of the wooden block attached a spring balance. This is the refer to the diagram 12.8. 2, and pull the spring balance gently towards the right, and go on increasing the pull on the spring balance, and when you will see that till it just starts sliding, and read and record force shown by the spring balance. This force is equal and opposite. What is the force is applied? It is equal and opposite to the limiting friction between the surface of wooden block and the tabletop. And repeat this activity by placing wooden block. Repeat this activity by placing the wooden block in the such a way on the tabletop its smallest face is in contact with the tabletop. Then you will notice that the force of limiting friction requires to slide block remains same, and this activity clearly proves that limiting friction is independent of area of cross section in contact with the other body. And so in this today I taught you that what is the static function, and I told you about the limiting friction, dynamic friction, or this chapter is little bit tough. So when you will take revision every day, or you will read every day, or clearly 2-3 times when you will read this chapter, then only you have to able to understand what is given. Actually this chapter is tough. And then I told you in this why is dynamic friction slightly less than the limiting friction. Then I taught you today factors affecting limiting friction, and then I told you about the activities, and activities that to prove that limiting friction depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact with each other. Then second activity I told you to prove that limiting friction increases with the weight of the body, and next activity is the to prove that limiting friction is independent of area of cross section in contact with other body. And then next topic is the rolling friction. But first you will read this chapter from starting, and first you will you can read this chapter means friction, and then introduction is given, and then first you will read this introduction, then about the spring balance, what is the spring balance, and most important thing is the how is friction caused, and then before that yesterday I have given 2 activities, and that activity was to understand the meaning of static friction, limiting friction, and dynamic friction. And then then after that so yesterday I told you about the different types of activities and how friction is called like that. So till here you will take revision, and till here you will take revision properly.